Barbie. My name is Nicole and I have Viv with me today. Today we have another workout for you, but today we're going to really talk into your pelvic floor today. We're going to talk about how to incorporate your pelvic floor into your workout. Your pelvic floor is a group of muscles sitting on the floor of your pelvis, and it's very important for pregnancy especially. As your baby grows, it's going to create more pressure down onto that pelvic floor. We're going to work on how to engage that pelvic floor and also how to let your pelvic floor go, especially in your third trimester. All right, let's get started. Before we do anything, we're just going to work on some breathing. Very simple, very gentle, but you want to work on changing out your cues a little bit. So we're going to go inhale, let the pelvic floor lengthen and drop towards your feet. And then when you exhale, when you draw your belly in, think about a string drawing your pelvic floor up. As your belly button sinks in, the pelvic floor lifts up. Let's go inhale, widen out to the side, drop that pelvic floor down. And then breathing out, draw your belly in and really think about drawing that pelvic floor up as well. Good. Let's go for one more. Inhale, open. And then we're going to exhale, drawing it in, engaging through that pelvic floor. Good job. Well then, when your client is able to activate their pelvic floor, you're going to start incorporating some movement. So we're going to keep the ball in between the knees just for that little bit extra alignment and really work on engaging through that center. We're going to take a breath in, let the pelvic floor lengthen down and away towards the feet. You're going to exhale, draw belly button, and we're going to push the carriage away, pelvic floor drawing up and away as the knees straighten. Inhale, as you bend your knee, think about a trampoline as you open up through that bottom. And then we go again. I like to think about that leg straightening to help me really think about drawing that pelvic floor up towards the head. And then we go, inhale, come back in. Good. And then we're going to go exhale, draw belly button in, pelvic floor lifts up. A little ball squeeze through the ball if your client's able to engage the pelvic floor without squeezing and over-engaging through the inner thighs. You want to really work on pelvic floor muscle being able to activate by itself and then incorporating the bigger muscle group. Yep. So you don't want to see the excessive squeeze of that ball, that really ball-shaped change. You want to see a very gentle hold of the ball so you know your inner thigh muscle are coming in to help your lower abdominals, but you're not over tensing to the inner thigh muscle as you're trying to engage that pelvic floor. Okay? Really cue that inhale, lengthen through that pelvic floor. Really think about stretching out through the pelvic floor, and then exhale, pull it in. Good. Okay. And let's go inhale, bend. And then exhale, we're going to push all the way out and you're going to get them holding up at extension. Good. So for pelvic floor activation exercise, we really like movements that incorporate that dropping and that lifting. Okay. So from here, you can work on some calf raises. So we're going to inhale, drop the heels underneath. So as your heel drop underneath, really think about letting that hammock lengthen underneath. You're going to breathe out, lift up, belly button in, pelvic floor draws up. Good. And let's go inhale, sink and open. And then exhale, drawing all the way up. Good. The ball is there for alignment. We're still working on the back of our legs. We're still working on that ankle stability. Dial the spring that works for your clients. And let's go breathe out. You want to see that belly button drawing in. You want to see that ab engagement. And you want to see that the inner thigh muscles are not over tensing and their glutes on the side are not drawing in. So they're not squeezing their butt cheeks together to allow for that pelvic floor activation. We're going to go last two, lifting up and then inhale, sink down. Good. And on the last one, breathe out and then lifting up. I'm going to bend your knees, inhale, bring the carriage home. We're moving on to 4.9. It's a great position to train pelvic floor, and lower abs is one of my favorite positions to train in. So you're going to make sure their hands are directly underneath their shoulders, and let's find your posture first. So pull your shoulder blades back, eye gaze is long, looking down, lengthen through the back of your neck. Good. Now from here, you're going to make sure that they're not overarching to their lower back. So really find that ab engagement through that center. From here, the usual, I like to start them off with an inhale to let the belly drop and really think about pelvic floor lengthening through that tailbone, through the feet, and then exhale, draw everything all the way back, making sure they're not rounding their back to allow that to happen. Okay, so we inhale, let everything go, and then we exhale, drawing and feeling the abs engagement. Good. And then inhale, release. You want to place a hand on their lower back, lower pelvis, and And you want to make sure as you're drawing it, they're not tucking that tailbone under. So they're not tucking the tailbone under to try to activate through their pelvic floor. You want to think about visualizing a string on the inside of that pelvis drawing up towards your neck. Your hands on their pelvis is going to give them a little bit of feedback whether they're tucking under or not. Good. So what you don't want to see is this. So we're going to breathe out, and we don't want to see your clients doing this. Yep. So they're tucking the tailbone under to engage their abs and their pelvic floor. You want it to look like a nice straight flat back, and you almost really want it to look like nothing is happening at all, okay? It doesn't mean nothing is happening. You're going to breathe out, draw in, you're going to feel those ab muscle working, and then inhale, release. Good. A hand on their lower pelvis as well is going to help you feel if there's any extra glute activation through the side, okay? Once they get that, you're going to encourage a knee tuck. So you're going to breathe out. You're going to draw your abs in, pelvic floor up. You're going to drag that carriage in without tucking that tailbone under, okay? And then release. So we don't want it to look like this. So let's think about breathing out. We're going to tuck those knees in. A lot of times people will do this to pull the carriage in. We don't want that to happen. Like I said, you want it to look like a nice straight flat back. You're going to breathe out, draw the belly in as you draw in. Can you see how this maintains nice and still? And then inhale, release. Good. And then breathing out, belly button. I'm going to do one more. Try to think about lifting up, wrapping. Good. And I'm going to inhale, release. Hands on the belly, hands on the pelvis is going to be really good to give them a little bit more feedback. I'm going to breathe out, lift through my bottom hand as you tuck those knees in, but always making sure you ask for consent, and your clients are very happy for you to place their hands on your belly and on their back. Good. Let's go last one. Pull the shoulder blades back, and then breathing out, dragging it in. Good. And then inhale, release. Well done. Okay. From here, we talked about activating that pelvic floor. But as you're getting close to delivery, that you want to really think about stretching that pelvic floor and letting that pelvic floor go with control. So a really nice one is a child pose. So we want to really think about widening out through those knees because belly is in the way. And you want to think about breathing in as you sink your bum back and really think about that widened space in between those knees to stretch out that pelvic floor open. Good. Breathe out, abs engage, pull yourself back up, folding in through the belly, pelvic floor goes up towards the head. And let's go inhale, widen knees, sink back. As you inhale, let the pelvic floor open up through the bottom. And then you breathe out, set your shoulders back, draw your belly in, pull yourself up as well. Good. And let's go last one. As you open up, we're going to hold it there. You're going to widen your knees a little bit. Good. So you want a bit more space here, and you want to think about just keeping them there, stretching out through those hands as long as they're comfortable, and just working on some deep breath here. Yep. So what we're doing here, we're really thinking about inhaling. We're going to expand and let the pelvic floor lengthen through the bottom. And then you breathe out, you're going to draw it in, pelvic floor pulls up, nice and active. And then we're going to inhale, let it open up again. Good. Now remember, your pelvic floor is attached to your hip muscles on the side of the pelvis. So you want to open those knees out to allow that stretch through the hips too. So then you can also open up to that pelvic floor. Because remember, when you're closer to delivery, you actually want to let that pelvic floor widen up. And you want to think about drawing it in when it's widened and then letting it go even further. Because when you're about to give birth, everything is going to expand and you want that pelvic floor to be able to let go so everything can relax and the baby can come through that channel. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple more pelvic floor stretches that will be quite beneficial for you in your third trimester and ready for pregnancy, okay? In your third trimester, you can actually lie down for a short period of time, so we're going to make it count. So a beautiful one is a butterfly stretch. So we're going to have your soles of the feet together, knees out wide. And with the tension in the strap, you're going to allow that knee to push out even more as you draw your feet towards your body. So each time you inhale, you think about letting that pelvic floor lengthen through the bottom as you push those knees out. And then you exhale, you just let everything draw up. Good. And then let's go inhale again. Pelvic floor lengthens, knees pushes out even wider. Yes, good. And then breathing out, drawing pelvic floor back, relaxing through that knee push out. Cool. And let's go one more. Pelvic floor lengthens. Good. And then knees pushes up. And then breathe out, coming back. A good one is called your happy baby pose. So you just widen out those knees, push into the feet a little bit, and then drop those knees out a little bit wider. And you're gonna stay here, and let's go inhale, let the pelvic floor lengthen through those feet. And then exhale, drawing belly in. You're gonna pull that knee even closer towards you if you can. And let's go inhale, letting it go again. When you exhale, don't forget to always draw that pelvic floor in, belly button comes in. And then inhale, letting everything go. Well done. From here, we're going to take the straps out nice and carefully. All right, thank you so much for joining me. That is the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed this pelvic floor activation video and how you can incorporate it into your reformer workout or even your mat Pilates workout. Now remember, it's really hard to know whether your client is activating their pelvic floor properly, and you won't know until you had an internal examination by a pelvic floor physio. So if you have one in your area, we highly recommend getting it checked out so you can make sure that your clients are actually doing it properly and they're not engaging their accessory muscles to do so, like your glutes and your inner thigh. If you like this video, please follow and comment and share this video, and we'll see you for the next one. Thank you. Bye.